Hey guys, do you guys ever crave something salty and maybe not the healthiest, but you really want that salty, savory, delicious taste? Well, today we are going to make some onion rings, but they're not your unhealthy fried onion rings. We are going to make baked onion rings. I love onion rings, but I hate them when they're dredged in oil and they're greasy, and not only does grease hate my stomach, but I just don't really care for it. So I'm going to show you guys how to make a healthy alternative for onion rings. It's really easy, it's quick to prep, and it's delicious to go along with burgers or tofu burgers, or if you're going to do, you know, like a picnic style. Barbecues are coming up for the summertime. So this is a nice side dish to have, and it's healthy, it's nutritious, and onions are vegetables, so it's good for us. So I'm going to show you guys how we're going to do it. I have the oven preheated to 400, so make sure you go ahead and preheat your oven. Today I am using the baking stone. You guys will probably see in a lot of my videos, I use the stones for a lot because it gives things that crispy faux fried taste. So, or faux fried texture, I should say, not taste. But I like to use a stone. If you don't have one, just use a regular baking dish lined with aluminum foil, and that's completely fine. So I'm just using that just to give my onion rings the extra crispiness that I like. So what we're going to do is take an onion first, and I'm just going to chop off the top portion of the onion and the bottom portion. And I've already washed and skinned the onion, so it's just the whole onion. And all you're going to do is just, depending on how thick you want your onion rings, you're just going to slice it straight down. So you're just going to slice the onion, and it all depends on just how thick you want your onions to be. So that's how our onions, we have them all chopped up, and then I'm just going to take them out of their little rings, and I'm going to plop them into a dish. You can use a dish. I'm going to use a glass covered baking dish, and that's just going to be for our dredging. But you can use like a Tupperware, you can use anything that has a lid. You don't have to. If you have like a deep dish, that's fine too. It's just, it can get kind of messy. It's just easy if you use a bowl and go ahead and just kind of shake it up. So all we're going to do is go ahead and take all of our onions apart. Okay, so we have all of our onions in a bowl. I have different sizes, different shapes. We have little ones. I have some little extra little ones. I'm just not going to use them. I like these sizes better, so I'm just going to use the bigger, and then I have like a few smaller onion rings. Totally just preference. So we're going to put those in a bowl, and then, so we have our onions in a bowl, and the next thing we're going to do is get our mixture ready, and we're going to go ahead and mix a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. This is just non-fat, plain Greek yogurt, and I'm using just the Fage, but it's 0% fat. We just need about a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. We're going to need 3 tablespoons of egg whites, and you can use a regular egg if you want to just get rid of the yolk, or you can just use a carton of egg whites. Completely up to you. So 3 tablespoons of egg whites. There you go. And then what we're going to do next is just mix that mixture up with a spoon. Okay, so we mixed up our mixture. It's just nice and creamy. We're going to set that aside for a minute, and then we're going to start on our coating. So I'm just using a clear Pyrex dish, and what we're going to need is a 1/4 cup of, I'm using just dry oats for my, like that texture of like the onion ring, like the faux fried, or the fried part. So I'm using a 1/4 cup of just oats, and I blended these up into the Vitamix just to bring it down to like a breadcrumb texture. And then the next thing we're going to use is a 1/4 cup of, I'm using the high-low cereal. I ordered that on Vitacost. It's a lower carbohydrate, low-fat cereal, so I like to use that for when I make my faux fried stuff. You can use cornflakes, you can use Special K, anything that has that crunchy texture cereal. So you're going to use a 1/4 cup of that, and then you're just going to break it down with your hands, or you can put it in a baggie, squish it up, and then pour it in. So you're going to have your oat mixture, so just dry oats. You're going to have your cereal, 1/4 cup of each. I'm going to use just a dash of sea salt. And then for our seasonings, I'm going to use the Garlic Lovers seasoning. You can use any seasonings that you would like for your onion rings, completely up to you. If you just want to use salt and pepper, that's okay too. So all you want to do is just mix up that faux fried texture mix. And then the next thing we're going to do is take our onions, and we're going to plop those into the Greek yogurt mixture. So that's how we're going to coat our onion rings. and then we're gonna go ahead and dredge it through the through our faux fried texture. So we have all of our onion rings, and I have a bowl with a lid. This is probably the easiest way, and you're just going to get those onion rings coated. If you have a Tupperware dish or any kind of container, you can put them in those extra large Ziploc baggies too, and put the mixture in there and then just shake it around. Just as long as you get all the onions completely coated, doesn't matter how you coat them. Okay, so our onion rings are completely coated in the Greek yogurt egg white mixture. The next thing we're going to do is take our onion rings and we're going to just dredge them through the our little faux fried part, and then we're going to go ahead and just set them on the baking dish. So all you want to do, and this can get a little messy, so if you don't like to get your hands dirty, have a rag close by, and all you're going to do is just take a spoon and just make sure it's completely coated, the inside and the outside of the onion ring. And we're just going to continue doing that until we have all of our onion rings completely coated and placed on our pan. Now we have all of our onion rings completely coated. They're on the pan. I went ahead and sprinkled them with a little bit more of the garlic seasoning and a little bit more of the sea salt. And that's just to put that on there. And then I went ahead and sprayed just a little bit of coconut oil on top. You can do that, and that's just to basically lock everything in, and then we're going to go ahead and put them in the oven at 400 for about 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm going to check them in between and make sure they're doing okay. Okay, our delicious onion rings are fresh out of the oven and they are ready to eat. These are fabulous if you dip them in ketchup, ranch, if you just want a little bit of garlic seasoning. You can make your own dipping sauce for these. They're really good and they're healthy. They're not fried, they're faux fried, and add them to any of your summer barbecues, picnics, your dinners, your lunches. You can really have them anytime. But I love onion rings. I wanted to share with you guys a healthy option for onion rings. Even though we like stuff, sometimes it's not always healthy for us when we go out to restaurants, so this is a good alternative to do at home. So they're baked, not fried, and they're still delicious. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!